What if I shared that the most joyful individuals in their later years don't merely find happiness by chance? They actively nurture it, and the key lies not in riches, chance, or evading challenges. It's in the insights they decide to embrace each day. If you're aged 65 to 80, these years could be among the most rewarding of your life. But joy isn't something that simply occurs. It's cultivated through the right mindset, routines, and decisions. The reality is that some individuals enter their later years feeling more satisfied than ever, while some are burdened by regrets, loneliness, and dissatisfaction. What sets others apart? What insights do the most joyful seniors possess that others may overlook? It's not merely about steering clear of obstacles. Rather, it's about embracing the viewpoints that empower you to effectively manage them. Grace Today, we're exploring 5 impactful pieces of wisdom that joyful seniors embrace. Insights that can genuinely transform your experience in these later years. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll discover a fresh perspective on aging, one that offers greater peace, purpose, and joy than you ever imagined. Let's dive in. First, release what you cannot influence. One of the most significant sources of frustration in life is attempting to manage things that are simply out of our reach. As you grow older, you come to understand just how limited your control truly is. Your physique evolves, the world operates at its own rhythm, and the choices made by those around you might not always align with your views. However, the most content individuals over 65 grasp a vital truth. Serenity comes from release. Reflect on a moment when you fretted over something for weeks, perhaps even months, only to discover later that all that anxiety didn't alter the outcome. It merely robbed you of your happiness. It could have been a family matter that didn't unfold as you wished, or a decision by someone dear to you that you longed to change. The reality is, the only aspect you genuinely control is your reaction to life, not life itself. Letting go isn't about surrendering. It's about understanding what you can control and directing your efforts there. For instance, while you can't halt the passage of time, you can prioritize your well-being and maintain an active lifestyle. Similarly, you may not be able to dictate others' actions, but you have the power to decide your responses and the energy you contribute to your connections. Take Paul, for instance. At 74, he often found himself frustrated that his adult children didn't call as frequently as he wished. He would dwell on it, feeling unappreciated. But then he decided to change his approach. Instead of waiting for them to reach out, he took the initiative himself. He accepted that their lives were busy and shifted his focus to savoring the moments they did share. As a result, his relationships with them improved. Finding joy in your later years isn't about trying to control everything around you. It's about recognizing when to let go, where to direct your energy, and choosing peace over frustration. When you stop trying to manage every aspect of life, you open yourself up to truly enjoying it. Remember to prioritize connection over loneliness. As people age, one of the most significant hurdles they encounter is loneliness. It often sneaks up on you, sometimes without you even being aware of its presence. Friends may relocate, and family members can become absorbed in their own routines. Before you realize it, the days can stretch out, feeling longer and quieter than they once did. However, the most joyful individuals over 65 don't simply resign themselves to solitude. They actively combat it by prioritizing connections. People are naturally inclined to connect with one another. Research indicates that robust social connections can significantly enhance your longevity, boost your health, and even safeguard your memory. However, the reality is that fostering these connections requires deliberate action. You must actively work on nurturing relationships, seeking out new friendships, and placing yourself in environments that encourage interaction with others. Take Helen, for example. At 78, she found herself spending more time alone after her husband passed away. At first, she didn't mind, she enjoyed the quiet, but over time she started feeling isolated, like she was disappearing from the world. Instead of letting that feeling consume her, she made a decision. She joined a local book club. Then she started going to a community exercise class. Little by little, her world expanded again, and she found herself laughing, sharing stories, and feeling alive in a way she Had in years, you don't have to be the most social person in the world to stay connected. It can be as simple as calling an old friend, joining a hobby group, or even chatting with your neighbors when you see them outside. The key is to reach out even when it feels easier to stay home. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support empowers us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Now, let's keep pushing ahead. Number 3, prioritize expansion over mere existence. Aging doesn't mean you stop growing. In fact, the happiest people over 65 understand that personal growth is just as important now as it was in their younger years. Too many people fall into the trap of just getting by in old age, waking up, going through the motions, and waiting for time to pass. But life still has more to offer, and the people who embrace this truth find a renewed sense of purpose and joy. Think about someone like Richard at 72. He realized he had spent his entire life focusing on work, raising his kids, and taking care of responsibilities. But once he retired, he felt lost. Instead of resigning himself to boredom, he decided to learn something new, playing the piano, something he had always wanted to do, but never had the time for. He started with simple tunes, then worked his way up. It wasn't about becoming an expert. It was about keeping his mind engaged, his hands busy, and his heart full of excitement. Again, growth doesn't have to mean learning an instrument. It could be picking up a new hobby, reading more books, trying out a new fitness routine, or even traveling to places you've never been. The key is to find something that makes you feel like you're still expanding your horizons rather than just watching the days pass. Your brain thrives on learning. Studies show that keeping your mind active reduces the risk of cognitive decline and even helps protect against diseases like Alzheimer's. But beyond the science, there's something deeply fulfilling about knowing you are still evolving, still capable of mastering new skills, and still experiencing life in fresh ways. So ask yourself, what's one thing you've always wanted to do but never got around to? Now is the time. The happiest people in their later years don't just wait for life to come to them. They go out and engage with it. If you're still here and enjoying this video, comment number 3 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. Hit that bell so you don't miss out on future videos that can make your life better. Now, let's move forward. Number 4, choose people who lift you up. As you get older, the people you surround yourself will become even more important. Some individuals can sap your energy, while others bring joy, kindness, and a sense of purpose to your life. The most content seniors recognize that relationships should enhance their lives, not detract from them. That's why they consciously opt to surround themselves with those who radiate positivity instead of negativity. Consider Helen, who at 74 found herself surrounded by friends who constantly grumbled about their health, families, and the changing world. Each meeting left her feeling drained. However, one day she reconnected with an old friend who had a refreshing outlook. Rather than focusing on complaints, this friend shared her excitement about new books, upcoming trips, and her gratitude for life's simple pleasures. After spending time with her, Helen felt uplifted, energized, and inspired. That's when she realized that the company you keep can significantly influence your daily life. If you surround yourself with individuals who are consistently negative, it can gradually deplete your happiness. Conversely, being around optimistic, supportive, and engaging people can invigorate your spirit. This doesn't imply severing ties completely, but rather being mindful about where you invest your time and energy. Healthy relationships go beyond mere conversation. They have a tangible effect on your well-being. Research indicates that seniors with strong social ties tend to live longer, experience lower rates of depression, and even report less physical discomfort. Joyful sounds, engaging discussions, and meaningful experiences with the right individuals boost your mood by triggering the release of feel-good hormones in the brain, enhancing your overall well-being. Take a moment to reflect on the people in your life. Consider who uplifts you and who leaves you feeling drained. Focus on the happiest moments. Older adults actively decide to surround themselves with relationships that foster peace, joy, and inspiration. They release toxic ties and focus on connections that genuinely count. If you're still tuned in and appreciating this, drop a comment with a number 4 below to show your presence. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the perfect time to do so. ensuring you won't miss out on more engaging content like this. Now, let's continue with number 5. Always seek knowledge and push your boundaries. One of the best-kept secrets to happiness in later life is maintaining a sense of curiosity. The most joyful seniors embrace lifelong learning. They recognize that life isn't merely about crossing a finish line. It's about an ongoing journey of growth, exploration, and the thrill of discovering new experiences. Consider Robert, who retired at 68. Initially, he relished the leisurely pace of life, but soon he began to feel a sense of emptiness, as if something was lacking. One day, he decided to try his hand at painting, a pursuit he had never explored before. At first, his efforts were far from impressive, but with time and practice, he improved. Before long, painting became a daily joy for him. It not only provided a creative outlet, but also connected him with others who shared his enthusiasm. Whether it's acquiring a new skill, embracing a hobby, or simply nurturing a sense of curiosity about the world, there's always something to discover. Staying mentally engaged is one of the most beneficial actions for your overall health. It helps ward off cognitive decline, enhances recall, and provides a feeling of direction. Research indicates that older adults who participate in continuous learning experience increased happiness and better health, along with a reduced likelihood of conditions such as dementia. It doesn't need to be anything extravagant, just something that sparks your enthusiasm. Perhaps it's picking up a new language, experimenting with a musical instrument, penning your life story, or diving into books about subjects that captivate you. The important thing is to push yourself consistently. By providing your mind with fresh challenges, you maintain your engagement, sharpness, and motivation. The most joyful seniors understand that curiosity remains vibrant throughout life. It's a quality to be cultivated. They welcome change, explore new experiences, and maintain a strong connection with their surroundings. After all, when you're learning, you're truly living, and that's the essence of it all. Here are 5 pieces of life wisdom that can enhance your happiness in your later years. But before we conclude, let's take a moment to discuss the key takeaways that tie everything together. Stay tuned for the final thoughts. Finding joy in your later years isn't a matter of chance. It's something you actively build. It's not about achieving a flawless existence, but rather about making deliberate decisions each day that lead to true satisfaction, tranquility, and a feeling of purpose. The happiest seniors aren't necessarily those who face the least challenges in life. Rather, they're the individuals who have mastered the art of prioritizing what truly counts. They cultivate meaningful connections, welcome positivity, and release what weighs you down. They prioritize their well-being and stay mentally stimulated. They don't just sit around hoping for joy to come their way. They take proactive steps to nurture it. Perhaps you've sensed that life is becoming a bit more subdued, that the thrill isn't quite what it used to be. But here's the reality. This phase of your journey holds just as much significance, meaning, and potential as any other. You possess the ability to transform these years into some of the most rewarding of your life. So take a moment to reflect on which pieces of wisdom you already embrace and which ones you might want to develop further. Remember, every little step you take counts. Begin today by choosing to live purposefully. Concentrate on what genuinely brings you joy and treasure every moment you experience. Thanks for being here with us today. We're eager to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know one thing you learned and how you intend to apply in your life. Your insights matter, so feel free to share. Your feedback truly fuels our passion. If you found this video enjoyable and helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Your support is invaluable in helping us keep the creativity flowing and bringing you more inspiring content. Thanks for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.